We're back again, you guys, with another video. We're going to be looking at some strange videos where TikTok gets creepy, TikTok gets unbelievable, TikTok gets bizarre, and of course, my reactions are going to get real.
I am genuinely shook. The fact that they keep on putting it right in our faces and we keep on being blinded to it. Let's talk about Starbucks, the most popular coffee in America right now. I'm gonna tell you guys exactly why they're popular. This is the original logo of Starbucks from 1971. Looks a little strange, does it not? Considering the fact that her goodies are out and her fish legs are spread and is clearly a siren. Now, if you guys have been watching my other channel and this one as well, y'all know that we have been talking about the Book of Enoch, where we found out exactly where sirens come from. Sirens are actually the mothers of demons. They were the women that procreated with the fallen angels to make giants. Giants, aka the Nephilim. And the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim are what create the demonic realm to this day. Now, the women that committed this grave sin were cursed to the sea to become sirens, therefore adding to the demonic marine kingdom. As time goes on, they have made the Starbucks logo more and more palatable, making her face the focal point of the logo, so that they can continue to hide things in plain sight and keep the wool over our eyes. If you turn the Starbucks logo upside down, it's literally Baphomet, like literally, which is one of the false gods. Diving more into the demonic marine kingdom, do you guys want to know another false god that's mentioned in the Bible actually? Now, Dagon was a deity worshipped by the Philistines, one of the mortal enemies of Israel. Dagon was a deity that was half man and half fish. I don't think it's a coincidence that they chose the siren as the logo. I think that the people that make these big ticket companies worship something sinister. One thing about people that drink Starbucks, they make it their whole personality. And you can find them in that drive-thru almost every single morning. I'm gonna ask you one question. What do sirens do? They lure you into doing something, right? The creators of Starbucks said that they wanted their coffee to be the siren song of coffee. They wanted people to be addicted. Their logo upside down is Baphomet, and they want people to be addicted to their coffee or be lured into drinking their coffee. I don't know about y'all, but 2 plus 2 is equaling 4, aka something ain't right. So again, you're not gonna catch me drinking Starbucks coffee, because at this point, I don't trust it. As always, make sure you like and follow and comment down below if you want me to dig deeper into the things hidden in plain sight that we see every day.
That's so true, because there's a lot of hidden symbolism in a lot of logos, especially with companies and big corporations. There's a lot of symbolism hidden within their logos that we just overlook every single day.
Why do they have us saying shit like this at 5? Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. And if I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to what? Take? I don't think so. No, you will not. I had to call my mama on that note. I was like, I cannot believe you had us saying this. I said it to her like 3 times and she was like, yeah, that do sound kind of crazy. A lot of the things we were doing were just passed down from generation to generation. Most people don't even know why we were doing it. But you know, that's where I come in, because I'm gonna research. That prayer dates back to the 18th century, possibly earlier. This was a part of a collection of bedtime stories and children prayers. It was supposed to instill a sense of faith and security into children. But how many of y'all felt secure and safe when y'all was saying that prayer? I'm not putting my hand up. I was actually scared. Now I'm just thinking about dying all the time at 5. But research says back in the day, death was more common and visible in children. Our mortality rates were really high, so prayers like these seemed necessary. We're trying to prepare the soul, even in young children, for the possibility of death. Some people gonna say, from that aspect, I can agree. Well, I don't. We're gonna focus on the now. So for more modern times, that kind of prayer seems kind of wild, especially for somebody 5 years young to be saying before bed. What's interesting to me is the word Lord within the prayer. Y'all know in Christianity, the word Lord is referring to God or Jesus. However, in Hebrew, word Lord means master or owner. Now think about it from that sense. I pray my master or owner my soul to keep. What the Be sure y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments about this. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
These little breakdowns are so helpful for me because I'm still learning. Like, there's a lot of hidden information that I never knew about. So I like these little breakdowns because it gives me more insight on just everything. Like, because I used to say this prayer too, and I didn't know what I was saying, but because she broke it down, it makes a lot of sense. Like, I get it.
I'd say you're looking at a 3 to 4 year old male, and you go through the inches already on the other tentacles. You want to stay back late in the season, these guys will.
What is that?
Boy, I keep seeing all this crazy ass shit. This supposed to be a North American pine squid. Now I thought this was some fake shit at first, but it ain't. When the fuck did this exist, dog? When? I ain't never seen it. That motherfucker gotta be from another planet. And see, this is that bullshit. Every day there's some new shit. Leave the particle accelerator the fuck alone. Then y'all want to talk about we've been had these motherfuckers, they making a resurgence. When? When we been had them? I ain't never heard of this shit, dog. That's why I don't be fucking with the woods. Imagine you go in the motherfucking woods at nighttime and you see some shit like that. It don't matter what time of the day it is. I'm puning that motherfucker immediately. That shit looks scary as a motherfucker pine squid. These motherfuckers talking about a 3 to 4 year old male. What? 3 to 4 years old? Imagine the adult size of that motherfucker. And why y'all so comfortable around that motherfucker? Man, I'm done. I'm done with this shit. Peace.
Have you guys ever seen that? I don't even know what it is, but has any of you out there ever seen this while in the woods? Let me know because I've never. I mean, I don't really be in the woods like that, but I'm just saying, like, I've never seen something that looks like that. That's crazy. Where do these things come from?
Our birthday could be the date that we died in our past life. Do you believe in reincarnation? If reincarnation is real, how do you know you're not walking by your old family members every day? So you mean to tell me I could be having a conversation with an old lady right now, and that old lady could be my sister in my past life? Once you understand the numbers to the Matrix, everything will start to make sense. Maybe this is the reason why the Matrix always use numbers, because there is a certain hidden number they don't want us to know about. If you really think about it, numbers have a lot of power over all of us. Our birthdays, social security numbers, our license plate, our address, number controls everything. Reason why the Matrix give us all these numbers is because they're trying to distract us from the real secret number. Once you figure out this number, you will see who you was in your past life. Keep trying to tell people we've been here for thousands of years. Same spirit, different bodies, different names, but the same energy. Remember, Hollywood have to tell us the truth.
Frank, when I died, I went somewhere. I was in the building. I was there. I could hear the people. They were stuck.
Zoe, that was a dream. It's a traumatic memory from your childhood. It's not real.
That's what I thought. I couldn't wake up. I was stuck. It was endless. I tried. It went on, and every day I was there. It was the same over and over, every single day.
Zoe, you were gone for less than an hour. You were right here. You didn't.
You don't understand. It's been years.
By the way, the name of that movie is Lazarus Effect. Hollywood keep telling us the same story over and over because we've been on this planet over and over. In fact, we've been on this planet for so long, some of us lost our memories about spirituality and we started to go crazy. If you don't believe some of us went crazy, step back and look at the world. Don't think it's just a mistake that your birthday is on that date, or your address is that address, or you live on a certain street number. Everything is connected to your life path. Remember, there's a secret number in the universe. If you want to know what the secret number is, check out the link.
private property.
I'm Buddy.
All right.
Good.
Great.
Good to see you.
Great. Scott. Scott. That's great. You can't take a look? No, it's private property.
Wait, are you a ranger?
No, I work for the people that own this.
We can't even just go right there and peek in?
No.
Seriously?
Yeah.
How come? I mean, honestly, just why? How come?
It's owned by a private group of people that don't want to have any cameras.
Don't want us.
No.
How about just us without the cameras?
No.
Buddy's got $100.
But we're wondering in the meantime, maybe just a look-see at the 40-foot owl.
No.
No?
He's got backup, guys.
How did you know we were here?
Somebody told me.
Oh, they did? They dropped it down.
A little owl?
told
A
you?
little owl told you?
And are you going to now really, truly kick us off?
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Uh-oh.
Okay, listen. Nobody's saying anything.
There we
We've
go.
obviously caused a little bit of a stir here.
Yeah, that was
I
weird.
mean, within minutes.
They don't want us in there really badly.
Now I feel like, yeah, there's something really interesting going on.
What could it be?
As far as I'm concerned, since we met you people 500 years ago, look at us. We've given everything. You are still taking. It's true. I mean, where would the whole Western world be without Africa? Our cocoa, our timber, our gold, our diamonds, our platinum, our whatever. Everything you are is us.
Facts.
Salam Israel. Watch this.
Independent presidential candidate RFK Jr. said in a deposition in 2012 that a doctor told him a worm got into his brain, ate a portion of it, and then died. As CNN's chief medical correspondent, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, joins me now. Does this happen?
Yeah, this does happen. I mean, obviously, we're just hearing about it from RFK himself. It's typically something that is caused by eating undercooked pork. And again, we don't know this for sure, but just based on the description that we're hearing, it sounds very much like this, where you eat undercooked pork and the larvae get into your bloodstream and then basically can spread throughout the body in the bloodstream. They can go to all sorts of different organs, including the brain.
So it turns out that eating pork can cause worms to invade your brain and eat your brain. This story is a recent story. As a matter of fact, it's not even 24 hours old, where a presidential candidate admit that worms were eating his brain. You can't make this up. And they invited a doctor, you know what I mean, to make sense of the situation, and it turns out he said it usually happens when you eat undercooked pork. So worm live inside swine or pig's flesh. I think that is what the Bible means when it says swine is unclean. We never need a doctor to come tell us that, you know what I mean, eating pork is unhealthy, because we have the Bible and the dietary law that the Most High gave to us, and the Bible tells us that eating swine flesh is an abomination. And the Most High gave us this law because he know that creatures like this will enter your brain and eat your brain if you eat swine flesh. And with that, remember to like this page where ISUPK Jamaica under commanding General Your Honor. Tune in to our Friday night show every Friday 9:30. You understand, called the Breakdown Podcast, hosted by Captain of 13,000 Nayatak and me, myself, Officer 500 Kayadwan. You understand? Every Friday, you know the thing go. Next show will be tomorrow, so make sure you tune in. And with that, shalom.
A famous one is the all-American breakfast. You get your eggs, you get your bacon, you get your sausages, you get your orange juice, you get your milk. But 100 years ago, a breakfast wasn't a thing. So Edward Bernays, known as the father of propaganda, launched the breakfast campaign because the meat industry came to him and said, dude, we're slacking on meat sales. What can we do? So he's like, it's too hard to convince the average person. I need to go to the people that are already sources of authority. So what did he go and do? He went and convinced the doctors, the pediatricians, that breakfast was the most essential diet. With all these studies and all these experiments and all this bullshit, it was all paid propaganda. So Edward Bernays launches the breakfast propaganda campaign and turns breakfast into a rousing success. He did it as well with cigarettes.
I didn't know that.
We may start seeing more ships. They may actually put themselves in certain positions and hold themselves there, so we get used to the idea.
Not what I usually post, but then again, this is kind of weird. Went to the window, I'm in South America for work, to close my blind, 5:54 p.m., Medellin, Colombia, and here it is.
They might appear over the ocean, so, they're not over our heads, but we can stand on the shore and we can see them. And they might just stay there for quite some time so that we just get used to the idea that they're here. They have been watching for quite some time, and I think we are approaching the time where they are about to let us know that they've always been here. We're about to have open contact. I think it's actually pretty imminent now. They will reintroduce themselves to our society now that we have evolved to a certain point where we're starting to explore the idea of expansion of consciousness. We're starting to understand we're not alone in the universe, and all these kinds of things open us up to being able to receive them again.
My thing is, are we ready? Like, I know I'm ready, but there's going to be a lot of people that I don't think is going to take this well.
Have you ever wondered why the word ship is at the end of everything? There's a hidden spell behind every word. Your body is 60% water, and you were born through your mother's waters. When a ship pulls up to its bay, it's called the birth canal. The ship gives birth to the products on the ship. When the ship arrives, it gets a certificate of manifest certifying all the products on the ship. When you arrive in your mother's water, you get a certificate of manifest, which is your birth certificate, because you are a product to the system. On that birth certificate, there's a date. And that date is the Gregorian calendar, which is a copyrighted timeline created by Pope Gregory. Therefore, on paper, your name is a corporation and it's signed to a copyrighted timeline. When you get a letter and your name is in full capital letters, that's your corporation, not you. You can't tax a physical body, but you can tax a corporation. You are the I am, and your consciousness is identifying itself with the corporation, which is attached to the system. The word calendar comes from calends, which is the first day of the month the Romans had to pay their tax. God's calendar is a 28-day moon cycle. They made an artificial calendar to control you. Bank is a river bank, and money is water. That's why money in the bank is called a currency, because the banks direct the flow of the current. And that's why we call it liquidity. The English language is a giant spell to keep you attached to the system. Identifying yourself with the body and the name is keeping us attached to this system.
Now, I want to show you a piece of quartz crystal in its natural form. Now, if we were to examine this carefully, we can see that the quartz crystal has a hexagonal cross-section. That is to say, it has 6 sides. Now also, quartz crystal in its natural form has pointed ends. This one doesn't because a primary cut has already been made on this crystal. Now let's take a look at this drawing so that we can determine more about the quartz crystal. There are 2 views. The top view indeed shows us that the quartz crystal has a hexagon shape, 6 sides. While the lower view points out that indeed the quartz crystal in its natural form does have pointed ends. Now, quartz crystal in its natural form cannot possibly be used in oscillator circuits. It must be cut in a specific manner to exhibit its piezoelectric properties.
Interesting.
You wanted to see something about giants?
Yes, giants.
So we're going to start off really big. How's that sound? Here's the biggest thing I've got. This is from an 18-foot person, estimated. Big toe bone. There it is.
That is this part.
Yeah, your very end big toe bone. It's been x-rayed, and this person had broke their toe bone, and then it healed up. This is from an 18-foot person.
We were out at, we were in Turkey, and we were out at the village where we believed Noah's house to be. And years ago, they had dug up a grave that we believe was Noah's wife's grave. Just looking around where the hole for her grave was, where they had dug it up, and we found some bones. And these bones,
they look like chicken bones,
have been identified by a radiologist and a couple of physicians. None of them want to put their name on their statement, but here is what they told us we have. That we have a human finger with a touch of arthritis. And this is the finger, this is this part of the finger. See, it's this, and this.
18 feet.
Maybe for you there's a tomorrow.
Guys, better be careful out there.
If this was an airplane flying around the globe, it would fly along and then it would have to tilt its nose down. If you take a gyroscope onto an airplane, or even if you just sit on an airplane, you'll never ever experience it just suddenly dip like this, which is what it would need to do if you were going to fly around the world. However, if we lived on a flat plane, which we do, the airplane would fly along on a constant. That's the experience that we feel on an aircraft. Wake up, sheeple. There is a fatal flaw in the globe Earth model. Let me explain. Since the Earth's core is meant to be molten lava, okay, and on the surface of the Earth is covered in water all over. Now, according to the globe Earth model, water is affected by gravity, which means it's forced downwards. Surely in this model water would escape downward towards the core, extinguishing the core. If this isn't proof that the globe Earth model is utter nonsense, I don't know what's going to convince you. If the Earth was a globe, then trees would grow vertically upwards. This is a circle, right? This was a helicopter, and it flew in a straight line. It would fly off into space. That only. It wouldn't work, would it? Helicopters can't fly to space. That's because we live on a flat plane. Make it make sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Can anybody tell me what is wrong with this model? Because I can see straight away, the sun is on fire. Okay, let's look at the fire triangle. Fires need oxygen, heat, and fuel. In space, there is no oxygen. There's no atmosphere out here. How could the sun still be burning? Come on, guys, wake up.
For our last story tonight, let's talk about aliens. They live among us, and they have been doing so for years. They are an advanced species. They're highly intelligent, and they hide in a secret base here on Earth by disguising themselves as humans. Sounds like the plot of Men in Black. Maybe the movie was ahead of its time, because a new study says that this could be true. You're not making this up. A study has been conducted by researchers at the Harvard University, and they say aliens may be walking among humans as humans. Researchers have three hypotheses. First, aliens have come from a different time period or planet. Second, they have evolved on Earth but separately from humans. And third, they come from an ancient civilization that was not completely destroyed. The study also says that aliens possibly function out of a secret location. They could be living underground or in multiple regions on Earth that Gen Z would probably call sus, meaning suspicious. Like the Alaskan Triangle, which has been dubbed Alaska's Bermuda Triangle. Some experts claim that it has been ground zero for unexplained events, including more than 20,000 disappearances since the 1970s. Yes, it all sounds like a conspiracy theory at best, so understandably, the study is raising a lot of eyebrows. And the researchers get it. They concede that these theories are hard to sell, especially in the scientific community. And the paper has yet to be peer-reviewed, so take it with a pinch of salt. But the goal here is not to unsettle scientists. It is to ask questions, because aliens are having a moment. Over the past few years, pilots say they have seen extraterrestrial beings. The Pentagon has a new office to look into sightings. Governments have held hearings. NASA has gotten involved, and UFOs have been rebranded. They're no longer called unidentified flying objects, or UFOs. They're now unidentified anomalous phenomena. So far, so complicated. But the thing is, despite the shebang, we still don't know enough about aliens. So the study means to take the discussion forward. It wants to ask questions about unidentified observations made around the world every year. After all, just last year, a former Pentagon official went public. He made an explosive allegation in the US Congress. He said that the government had been keeping crashed UFOs and dead aliens. It was a wild accusation, and this year the Pentagon quashed the claims. No surprise there. Now, not to sound like a conspiracy theorist myself, but doesn't all of this stir doubts? Modern obsession with the UFOs goes back to 1947, to the famous alleged UFO crash in the US. The government quickly claimed that it was a weather balloon. But in 1997, they admitted to lying, to conceal that it was actually debris from a top-secret Air Force project. It was called Mughal. And it was designed to detect Soviet nuclear tests. And the US is not alone here. Governments across the world have been accused of ridiculing the study of UFOs. And this is strange because these are legitimate questions. So decades later, trust has eroded. There are 10 to 50 billion potentially habitable worlds in our galaxy. The only good news is that people seem to be taking this topic more seriously now. Like on Mars, a rover has collected samples to study existence of life. There are probes on some moons in our solar system, and scientists are actively using artificial intelligence for a little help. NASA recently assembled a team to study UFOs. They say a rigorous, evidence-based, data-driven scientific framework is essential, and they're right. But we say, what is scientific framework without some questions?
The aliens been here, and I think they're definitely either underground or in the water, in the ocean. I feel like aliens, reptilians, whatever you want to call them, they've been around for a very long time.
I was told by a CIA agent, that they actually have a test to determine if you have alien DNA in your system, right? And so maybe not, I don't know. But this person's a trustworthy person. I don't have any reason to believe that they're pulling one over on me. But it's like there's those kinds of things that get said by certain people who seem to have knowledge about these things that just kind of boggle your mind.
15% of the humans have Rh negative blood. 15%. And scientists have no idea where it came from. What they do believe is that if you have that, you may have been evolved from a different kind of species on this planet. Now, was that species put here, genetically altered, or was it just a natural formation of the planet in its evolutionary stage? Who knows? But the fact is that Rh negative people, and again, there's 15% of them on this planet, may have come from outside sources.
If a rhesus positive and a rhesus negative parents were to have an offspring, there is a potential danger to the offspring because these two blood types can't interbreed, basically. Medical intervention is needed. It's why, actually, in the past, people had to have a blood test before they were allowed to get married.
The very fact that an Rh negative mother, her body would actually try to kill an Rh positive baby generates bizarre scenarios. How on earth could this happen? It suggests somewhere in our lineage that the Rh negatives and the Rh positives are perceived as being profoundly different.
So I'm just now finding out that the English language is a bunch of spells and curses, and William Shakespeare never existed? Hold on. Y'all, I'm literally in my robe about to give you the tea. So I remember seeing this video like a year ago about how the English language is full of curses. And that would make sense because we spell things. We are taught cursive, curse, spell. That's already fishy. It's already being sold to me, but I had to find out more. Then I find out about Sir Francis Bacon, and apparently he ran an occult group called the Spear Shakers that actually impersonated William Shakespeare that we've all learned about in history class. And Francis Bacon and his occult group is actually responsible for putting at least 1,700 words in the English language. I'm sorry, what? I'm just confused because I thought William Shakespeare was married to Anne Hathaway. Like, we're gonna make another video on that. Then I heard about the breakdown of you being awake. You're at a wake, and when you're awake you say good morning, which morning is what you do at a wake. The weekend is the end of weekdays, like days that you feel weak. You go to work to earn money, and what does the body go in after it's unalived and earn? Okay, even if that's a stretch, y'all know that the enemy rules Hollywood, right? Why am I just finding out that Hollywood is named after Hollywood, which is what they use for like wands and spells and rituals and stuff? And there's literally a blood drop right outside the Hollywood sign that supposedly is painted with real blood. Y'all, it's a whole thing, and I'm falling down the rabbit hole. Do you want to come with me is the question. Then another thing I saw is the fact that all of our slang is centered around negativity, like I'm weak, I'm dead, that's sick, you're killing me. So what I'm hearing is we can't even speak now. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Right?
2025, I'm mute. That's my resolution. I'm not talking no more.
I'm so mind boggled, like, because cursive, spelling, it makes sense. Like, why? How come we didn't know this? Like,
more. At this point, all you can do is laugh. As always, make sure you guys like and follow and comment down below what you think. Is this a reach or are we on to something?
No, we're on to something. We're definitely onto something. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, leave some comments, and of course subscribe to my channel. If you guys enjoy these types of videos, I will be dropping more of them every week. So yeah, you guys subscribe.